Welcome everyone. My name is Dr. Efe, and I'm excited to walk you through Module 2 of our Introduction to Cybersecurity course. Today, we'll focus on cyber attacks, the techniques behind them, and how they impact our digital world. Think of this as pulling back the curtain on what attackers do and how we can defend against them. The goal of this module is simple. By the end of this session, you'll be able to explain the most common cyber threats, attacks, and vulnerabilities. That means not just memorizing terms, but really understanding the tactics criminals use so you can recognize them in action. Let's start with malware, short for malicious software. It's any code designed to steal, bypass, or cause damage. Spyware, for instance, secretly monitors what you do online, even recording keystrokes, which means your bank logins and passwords are at risk. The scary part? Spyware often hides inside software you think is safe. Adware is another sneaky one. It floods you with pop up ads. Annoying, yes, but also risky since it often comes bundled with spyware. Then there's backdoors, malware that secretly unlocks your system for attackers, letting them issue commands from afar without you ever knowing. Ransomware has been all over the news. It locks up your files and demands payment to unlock them. Many attacks start with phishing emails, and scareware, it fakes a warning like your system is infected. Click here. But the moment you do, the infection begins. Rootkits are especially dangerous because they dig deep into the operating system. They change files, hide their tracks, and sometimes the only solution is wiping and reinstalling everything. They're designed to stay invisible. Viruses and Trojans are classics. Viruses replicate themselves, sometimes harmless, sometimes destructive. Trojans pretend to be legit, like a game or a picture, but once opened, they unleash harmful code. The difference? Trojans don't self replicate, but they trick you into letting them in. Worms spread even faster. They don't need a host program and can multiply across networks in minutes. One famous worm, Code Red, infected over 300,000 servers in less than a day. That shows just how quickly things can spiral out of control. So, how do you know if you're infected? Watch for signs like your computer slowing down, freezing, losing internet speed, or files disappearing. If random icons appear or your system behaves strangely, those are red flags. Now, not every attack is about code. Sometimes the easiest way in is through people. Social engineering manipulates trust. An attacker might call pretending to be IT support, or they might appeal to vanity. I need your login to fix this urgent issue. The point? They exploit human nature. Examples include pretexting, when someone lies to get information, or tailgating, where an attacker follows an employee into a secure building. Another trick is quid pro quo, offering something like a gift in exchange for personal information. It's simple but powerful. Next, let's look at denial of service attacks. These overwhelm systems with so much traffic that they slow down or crash. Imagine trying to get into a store, but a huge crowd blocks the entrance. That's denial of service attack in action. A distributed denial of service attack is like that same crowd, but multiplied across thousands of locations. Hackers use botnets, networks of infected devices, to flood a target. What makes it hard to stop is that it's coming from so many sources at once. Botnets are armies of infected computers controlled by an attacker. Most people don't even realize their device is part of one. These bots can spread malware, send spam, or carry out distributed denial of service attacks. Cybercriminals even rent out botnets like illegal cloud services. Companies like Cisco fight back with filters that detect botnet traffic. They share intelligence globally to stop new threats quickly. It's a constant cat and mouse game. New botnets pop up, defenders adapt, and the cycle repeats. On-path attacks, also called man-in-the-middle attacks, happen when someone intercepts communication between two devices. For example, between your browser and your bank. If attackers get in the middle, they can steal login info or even alter transactions. A newer variation is man in the mobile, where malware on your phone can intercept two factor authentication texts. One example, ZOS, could quietly forward your security codes to attackers, completely defeating SMS verification. Search engines can also be weaponized. Attackers use SEO poisoning to push malicious websites higher in Google search results. If you click one, you may end up on a site loaded with malware or social engineering traps. Passwords remain one of the biggest weak points. With password spraying, attackers try common passwords like password 123 across many accounts. Dictionary attacks go through lists of words. These methods are simple, but they still work far too often. More advanced methods include brute force, rainbow tables, and traffic interception. Brute force tries every possible combo. Rainbow tables use pre computed hash values to speed things up, and if passwords aren't encrypted, attackers can just read them as plain text. Key point, if traffic or storage is unencrypted, anyone on the wire or with device access can read the password in plain text. Defend by enforcing HTTPS or TLS using a VPN off network, never storing passwords in notes, using a password manager, and enabling MFA. Advanced persistent threats are next level. These are long term, stealthy, and often state sponsored campaigns. Their goal is to silently sit inside systems, gathering intelligence for months or even years. They're highly targeted and extremely difficult to detect. Not all vulnerabilities come from software. Hardware flaws like Rowhammer exploit the physical design of memory chips. By hammering certain memory cells, attackers can flip nearby bits, leading to corrupted or stolen data. Two infamous vulnerabilities, Meltdown and Spectre, affect nearly every CPU since 1995. They allow attackers to read sensitive data from memory, like passwords and encryption keys. These discoveries shook the industry because they were built into the hardware itself. Of course, software flaws are just as dangerous. A famous one, Sinful Knock, allowed attackers to hijack Cisco routers by installing a modified operating system. It shows why verifying software integrity is critical. Common categories include buffer overflows, where data spills over into memory it shouldn't, causing crashes or privilege escalation. These bugs are well known but still a favorite for attackers. Other examples include non validated input, like feeding malicious data into a program, or race conditions, where timing issues create unexpected behavior. Developers need to account for these or risk major exposures. The best defense against software vulnerabilities? Regular updates. Companies like Microsoft and Apple release patches constantly. Teams like Google's Project Zero even hunt for flaws before attackers find them. The message is clear: staying current saves you. Now, let's shift to the cybersecurity landscape and cryptocurrency. Digital money like Bitcoin uses encryption and blockchain to secure transactions. It's decentralized, meaning no banks or governments control it. That's part of why it's so revolutionary. Transactions are verified by miners solving complex puzzles, and once confirmed, they're permanently recorded on the blockchain. This system is transparent yet anonymous, making it both powerful and attractive to attackers. One emerging threat is cryptojacking. Attackers hijack your computer or phone to mine cryptocurrency without your knowledge. The only clue might be your device suddenly running hot or slow because it's working overtime for someone else's profit. In summary, we've seen that attackers use malware, social engineering, denial of service, and many other tactics to break into systems. We've also seen that vulnerabilities, whether in software, hardware, or people, are everywhere. The key is recognizing these patterns. We looked at social engineering and how social engineers manipulate people to disclose info. Denial of service overwhelms a service. Distributed denial of service does the same from many sources. Infected devices become bots, and many bots form attacker controlled botnets. And finally, we explored cryptocurrency and cryptojacking, which show how quickly the digital landscape evolves. Cybersecurity isn't static, it's a moving target, and staying informed is our best defense. This concludes the summary of Module 1: Introduction to Cybersecurity. Remember, cybersecurity isn't just about technology, it's about people like you making smart choices every day to create a safer digital world. If you'd like to keep learning or dive deeper into hands on labs, visit us at menagos.com. You'll find courses, resources, and a community ready to help you grow. Thank you for joining me today. Stay curious, stay secure, and I'll see you in the next module.